Today is July 11th. In prison, people want respect. They need respect. And people who have incredible amount of ego want respect. If they don't have respect, things will become very, very interesting. What I noticed about day trading is that the most important thing about the market is respect. Respect is a foundation of predictability, because when the market behaves in a certain way around a certain situation, then that is a consistency. And that consistency is based on certain chart behavior, chart patterns. When a certain chart pattern occurs, then the market has a certain respect for that in a certain vast majority of the time. And when that occurs, then it is possible to have a certain percentage of highly predictable behavior in day trading. And it turned me, it's fascinating that every part of the predictability of the market is based on the respect of certain situations arising in the market. When a certain situation arises in the market will have a certain behavior, and therefore essentially determining the consistency is finding out those things that says the market behaves in a certain way. And that only comes about based on having respect for a certain situation that arises based on the chart formations that are appearing in the charts. And therefore, the critical component, the key component of day trading is finding the chart formation that has a critical feature, just like many professional day traders talk about these instances where the okay, so this is beef burrito. I have a beef burrito. I have a beef burrito. So essentially, respecting what the market will do is based on the respect, the critical component, the key component. Okay, so everything is based on respect, which is essentially what human egos are based on. Okay, and so what that means is a direct consequence of certain behavior. Okay, so let's say there's earnings. When there's earnings, this earnings will come about and cause certain behavior in the stock to unfold based on the magnitude of the changes that are occurring. Then that occurrence will be based on the magnitude of the response to this particular thing. It's like I found, it's like, wow, that's amazing, isn't it? So essentially, the identification of consistency is based on determining the chart patterns that are forming. And based on the chart pattern formation and reading onto what it looks like is based on the formation of looking at the formations that determines what the particular response will be based on the market. Okay? When the market behaves in a certain response because it is essentially based on certain factors that determine how the market will behave. And when the market behaves in a certain way, that is the predictability of looking at a particular situation and understanding how that particular feature forms into a particular response to the response. And therefore, the critical component of having the critical there. The critical component of understanding and establishing a relationship uh, between the market conditions and predictability is based on looking at the respectability of particular situations that arises. And and that is a critical component in the development of understanding how the market behaves. And to study the behavior of the market is essentially understanding
Oh, go ahead.
and figuring out the components that allow identification of these components. And when these components are understood, then it is clearly defined and understood as well. And that essentially, this is called a window here.